Hi, I'm Ashlee Marie, and we're getting ready for Halloween over here with some Vampire Bite sugar cookies. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything, and let's get started. So first we need to do is start the cookie dough. So we're going to take our dry ingredients. That's the flour. And then here we have salt, baking soda, and baking powder. Put those in, and then nutmeg. And now for the wet ingredients. We have softened butter, sour cream, and I know it might sound weird, but trust me, these are amazing sugar cookies. 1 egg, some sugar, and of course, vanilla. Once that's nice and smooth, then you want to add your flour. Now, this dough is really thick, so you want to make sure that you're using cookie paddles or a dough hook for it. It'll just tear right through whisks. Anyway, when you first finish it, it's just really soft. It wouldn't roll very well, and it would kind of melt all over the place as you cooked it, but it sure tastes good. Anyway, now what we need to do is refrigerate it for 4 hours or overnight. So I divide the dough into thirds, and I fold it up in some parchment paper. And then I press, and then I have this nice flat disc that's gonna be ready to roll out. So our cookie dough has rested overnight, and it is nice and firm, and we're ready to roll out. Now, rather than roll it out with flour on the top and flour on the bottom and flour on the rolling pin and getting extra flour rolled into these cookies and drying them out everywhere, I roll mine out between 2 pieces of parchment paper. And that way, I can roll it out nice and thin without adding any flour to it, and then I can reuse the dough scraps a lot longer. We want to roll this out about half as thin as you would normally roll out sugar cookies for. All right, I have 2 different sizes of cookie cutters, and one fits into the other one really nicely. Now that's my preferred way of doing this. If you only have 1 size of cookie cutters, what you're going to want to do is cut out all your circles and then take out the excess and then roll over them again to expand those circles a little bit. But I find that this way is much easier. So cut the bigger circle out and lay half of them on your baking sheet. And now you want to take some Seedless raspberry jelly. We're going to take a small spoonful, like half a teaspoon, and put that in the center of each cookie. And then take the other half of your circles and top each one of your cookies, pressing down around the jelly. Now, if we left these cookies just like this, see how you can see the 2 layers of cookie? That would actually bake, and the raspberry jelly would actually come out of the seam. So we want to seam that together. So that's what the smaller cookie cutter is for, which is why if you're using the same cookie cutter, you want to expand them just a little bit. So we want to recut all these cookies and take away the excess. And what that's going to do is completely seam that, so there's no place for the jelly to escape. Now, normally with sugar cookies, you frost them, and that adds a level of sweetness to them. By themselves, they're a little bit plain. So the jelly inside of these cookies is obviously going to add a little bit of sweetness, but we're not going to frost these. So I wanted to add another level of sweetness to them. So I'm taking some of my vanilla sugar that I make in this other video right here, and I'm going to sprinkle it on top of the cookies, and that's just going to bake in and add a nice little vanilla sweetness to the top. And now we want to make our vampire bites. So take a toothpick, and you want to puncture holes close to each other on one side of the cookie. Now I kind of expand them beyond the normal toothpick size, because as they cook, obviously they're gonna puff together just a little bit. So puncture and expand. And we want to bake these at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. Cookies are done, they are out of the oven, they have their vampire holes, they are full of the jelly, but they don't look very vampire-y because the jelly doesn't actually come squirting out while it's baking. So what I do is I take that same jelly and a toothpick, and I'm just gonna add some of this jelly outside of the cookies to make it look like dripping vampire blood bites. And we're finished. They were super simple to make. Let's break one of these in half. And you can see inside our jelly blood, perfect for our vampire bites. And it tastes great too. These are one of those treats that's great for a Halloween party, good for just a family afternoon snack. Adults love them, kids love them. They're sweet without being too sweet. They're easy to make. They're always a huge hit. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave me a comment down below letting me know what your favorite Halloween tradition is. I can't wait to hear. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything, and thanks for watching.